and I'm the founder and director of Craft Forward, which is a not-for-profit based in London where we teach people new craft skills and use arts and crafts as ways to tackle bigger social issues. But most importantly, today I'm here as a knitter and a crocheter and a maker, and I've always wanted to make longer form content, and I thought let's start today because I want to talk to you about my March knitting plans. But let's actually start from my finished pieces from last month, from February and January. My first project of the year was this self-drafted bonnet. I wanted something cute to wear in the winter and I thought this was perfect. I just sort of made it intuitively, but it's a simple stockinette pattern and I crocheted the ties. The yarn is from Korea, from a little shop in Hongdae, and I don't know what the blend is, but I want to say acrylic and wool. It looks hand spun, but it was quite cheap, so I'm really not sure, and I couldn't ask her. I don't speak any Korean, but I just loved this purple color. My second project of the year was these tabby mittens from a pattern by Material Girls. I've always loved the look of these, and I thought I had enough yarn from Korea, this purple yarn, to make a set, so I thought it's the perfect opportunity to use it. Ta-da! They're so cute. They're really cute. Oh, got a bit of yarn sticking out. Weaving it, need to weave my ends better. But I love this set. I think it's so cute. This yarn is everything. Because it looks hand spun, it has different thicknesses throughout though. So there are some areas of the mittens that are a bit, can you see? It's kind of like holy, and it's just a plain stockinette. But this pattern is actually free on Material Girls, and I know Alexa has also made a crochet version of these, so they're really cute. Go make them. My last finished piece that I finished about a week ago, ta-da! I self-drafted this pattern too. I got this yarn from Korea, from the viral knitting cafe in northern Hongdae, and Banu Story, that's what it's called. And I went there and I saw this beautiful vest that looked fantastic, just really simple, clean cut, beautiful. So I was like, great, I'm gonna knit that, let me buy the pattern. And then I realized that the pattern was only in a pattern book, completely Korean, that I cannot read or understand. And so I took a picture of this vest and I was like, I'm just gonna freehand it and recreate it. And this is what it looks like. I think I did pretty well. I think I did pretty well, to be honest. I love the long neck. I love the ties that I did on the side as well. So the original pattern had just a regular 2-string ties, but I didn't love that, so I used these instead. I double knitted these 2 strips and that was really cute. And then it also has a very fun detail at the back where there's 6 rows, I think, of knit and purl, so it has a little bit of texture, which I really loved. These have been my finished pieces. Now let's go on to my plans. Let's start from what I am actually currently knitting, which is the Craft Forward knit along. So on our Craft Forward group chat, we organize semi-regularly knit alongs, and we are knitting the Euros sweater by Aigyo Knits, and it's a cable sweater with cables all over, and it's very fun because it's knitted sleeve to sleeve. I'm using this yarn from So Strand Green. It's beautiful. It's this fantastic lilac. It's roving, so not my favorite yarn to knit with, and it's a wool and bamboo blend, so it's quite fresh in a way. but that's been going really well. So this is definitely obviously top of my list for my March plans. Something else that I am currently already making, a blanket. Yes, you've heard me right. So as you may or may not know, as part of Craft Forward's events, we run a seasonal project called Blankets for London, where we knit and crochet blankets for people experiencing houselessness in London. So I make blankets all year round, really. So you might think she's tired, and you know, I am, but they are beautiful. And what I thought about is that it's really funny that I make blankets every year. I make hundreds of them, and I have never made a blanket for myself. So yes, I am knitting a blanket. The blanket I have decided to knit is actually from a knitting publication where Craft Forward was featured back in 2022, which sounds like ages ago. And it is, I think it's called the Knitted Year Blanket. This baby over here. So it was a make-along for the magazine Simply Knitting, and it came out in 4 different parts. So I have all the magazines with all the parts, and what it's really beautiful is that it's different squares, which is exactly how we build Blankets for London. So that already makes me happy. And all the squares, as you can see here, just have different patterns, and with like matching colors, they just form an amazing blanket. So I have been making some of the squares. I am using drop seam. What I want to do, which is going to make this even more special, is I would like my family to contribute to the blanket so that I can have a sort of family heirloom. So I'm going to ask both my grandmas to knit a square, my mum too, she doesn't really know how to knit very well, and my dad as well. They're both beginners, but I'm sure they can do it. There's a square that is just a simple rice seed stitch, so they should be able to do that. This is the rest of my colorway, by the way, of drop sets. We've got the white, we've got the green. I've actually gone with a very, very similar colorway because it was really beautiful. We also got this beautiful mauve and pink and rusty red. So that's hopefully going to be nice and beautiful. I'm actually going to go visit my family today, so I'll be able to bring all this yarn with me and to make plans and decide who's stitching which panel so that the blanket will be beautiful and just full of, you know, full of meaning, really, not just a knitted piece. Let's talk about knitting plans. Knitting plans that I haven't started and that I have yarn for. I'm knitting the Euro sweater, which is been really fun, actually, but I knit everywhere. I knit commuting, I knit on the bus, I knit in the bathtub. You can't really do that with cable sweaters because you need 3 needles at all times. You always need to be reading a chart. It's not very repetitive, so it's a little bit difficult. You need to be on it. So I have decided I want to knit something really simple alongside that I can just carry around. And I've finally decided I'm gonna knit a Sophie scarf by Petite Knit. If you're not familiar with this project, you probably are if you're watching this, but if you're not, it's one of the most popular knitting projects that I've ever seen. I've seen everybody knit this, so I decided I'm gonna give it a go. They look really chic. It's a triangular sort of scarf, and it just looks very Scandinavian because the designer is from Northern Europe, but it looks very elegant. It looks lovely. I decided to do it in black. So it's made with wool, viscose, polyamide and cashmere. It's really soft. I really like how it feels. And I am going to try and knit a Sophie scarf with this. I think it is a little bit on the thicker side compared to what the pattern calls for, but we'll see. I'll adapt it or I'll find another way. Something else from Korea. So I was lucky enough to visit many yarn shops when in Seoul, And my favorite one was one in the sort of more historical area of Seoul. And I talked to the owner, and it was just a lovely experience altogether. They teach classes there, they teach yoga, they have this amazing space with a gorgeous view. It was just overall amazing. But also the reason why I love this so much is because I got this lovely yarn. It looks really special. It's still in its packaging because, you know, I haven't used it yet and I don't want it to get dirty. But this white yarn in particular, so this is all yarn made in Korea. This white in particular is a gauze yarn. It's this cotton, very thin, gauzy looking yarn. And it just looked so unique. And it was made by an artist that lived in the district where the shop is. So very local, completely unique. And I thought I need to have it. So I bought everything they had. Obviously, I went to Korea in January, so middle of the winter. This is a very summer yarn. So we didn't have loads. So I bought 3 50 grams balls, which is all they had. And then I bought this amazing yarn blend, which looks so fun, pink, green and blue. And I'm gonna knit a summer top with this. Now, I'm undecided between a couple. I know I want to use the white to make like a plain sort of tank top situation, and then use the pink to have some frills at the bottom. So I'm undecided between 2 patterns. The Frill Seeker top by Mia, which has a lot of fun details and fun alterations you can make with the sleeves, and it just looks really nice. It's reversible. It just looks really good. But then the one that I think I'm gonna go for, because it's more simple, but I think it would work best to really just showcase the yarn, is the Frill top by Sesame Knit, which is very simple, as I was saying, just plain front and then frills at the bottom of the top. I might want to do the top part a little bit longer. I'll see how to do it, but I think that would probably work best with the yarn because I really just want to showcase this like very cool texture. Again from Korea, I got this in Banwoo Story as well, same as the yarn for this cardigan. It's actually the same yarn, just a different color. I have got this gorgeous aquamarine, green, blue, there it is, and I want to knit a cardigan with this. I actually had on my list the Autumn in the Air cardigan by Drops Designs, which is the same producer as the yarn I'm using for the blanket, and this is actually a free pattern. Very simple cardi with 2 very simple cables on the yoke, and I bought these gorgeous buttons to use with it, and yeah, I just can't wait to get into that. But this is gonna have to wait until I finish the Euro sweater for sure, because I'm not knitting 2 sweaters at the same time again. I definitely already have some in my WIP pile, which we're gonna ignore for now. Okay, and now my last plan, which is actually a crochet plan. So I am going to be crocheting another blanket. I've decided this year is the year for blankets. I don't have the yarn for this yet, so if you have any suggestions, please let me know, because I'm really open to suggestions. I think I quite like Drops Air for the blanket that I've just shown you, because all of the patches are very nice and textured, and even if the yarn is quite light, it just looks really nice. It feels really nice. It feels light but nice. For this one, because it's crochet, it's going to be thicker. I might want yarn with a little bit more weight, but let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to knit the Ita blanket. Look how gorgeous this is. This just looks stunning. And this is from a book called Crochet Crush by Mola Mills. It's gonna be my first time doing crochet color work, actually. And it's tapestry crochet, as you can see. And I love these colors. I think I might just use these colors. It just looks so good, so unique, incredible. And it's just a double crochet all over, I think, pattern. It's could be me. It's crocheted with a 3.5mm crochet hook, so it's gonna take me absolute ages, but it's gonna be worth it. It just looks fantastic. And the other blanket is knitted with a 6mm needles, so it's gonna be my slower one. These were all my plans for knitting in March and probably beyond. I'm gonna update you all at the end of the month to see if I'm actually knitting what I said I would. I hope this video was fun. Let's do it again, maybe. Let's see if it's a bitch to edit. Hopefully not. I shouldn't probably swear on my first long form video, but I guess it sets the tone for what this is going to be. It was great speaking to you, and have a lovely day.